Okay. Hi everyone. How you doing? Good evening. And all those things. I still do have a very deep cold. My airways are blocked. So you will have to work with what I have. This is a story that has been brewing for a few years. And as usual, there are many people who are waiting for me to say something. I have taken time to let the story develop so that I can gather my thoughts because, this is also quite highly emotive. So that's the reason why I have left it up to this point. But let me address this. Let's start with the disclaimers. I'm about to share with you my thoughts, unfiltered thoughts, my personal opinions. I'm going to tell you what I think about the situation. I am going, as usual, to look at things and give you my perspectives. I can't tell you anybody else's perspectives. And I will do so from three angles, really, three angles. One of the things that I want to say, and it addresses the main culprits of these situations. Kingsley, I'm glad you are here. The first people I want to address are the men. The evil that men do lives after them. Repeat after me. The evil that men do lives after them. And this is a very common thing, especially with our celebrities and with our legends. These men are untouchable. They do whatever they like with women. They marry women, they strive with women, and later on, you will find that they move on to other women and they leave the first women. And when they do, the first women are really helpless. They can't do much. How is it that you'll be married with a guy, they were living in Germany, nothing has happened, they still have children in Germany, they have a life in Germany, there is better medical care in Germany. So how does a guy who has an illness in Germany, where we have superior healthcare, will decide that he is going to Ghana without family, without support, to go be there? He went to Ghana because he was going after another woman. It's that simple. And I don't care what anybody says to me. Again, as I said, I am only sharing my opinion and my observations on this video. He went to Ghana because he is bored with his marriage or he wants to go and play. And it's a very common thing. The evidence is not refutable. Why? Because he's gone with another woman and had 5 children. This is a guy who says he was there for medical treatment for something so serious that he couldn't fly back to Germany to go see his wife and his children. He could not fly back. It was so serious. But whilst he was so seriously ill, he's been able to sire 5 children with a new woman. Interesting, very interesting. I've seen some footage of his 60th birthday and some of his utterances. And yeah, Sister Patience, how you doing? Some of his utterances, it's very sad, isn't it? Yeah, Queen Sheila, it's very sad, but we are going to talk about it. I'm very sure when the men do this, they think they are being smart. No, you're not. You're creating problems. You are creating stress for yourself, usually in your latter days, and you are creating strife in your absence. We've seen it with many prominent men. The nonsense that has happened since this guy died, and how people are dragging both women. And in fact, in the mainframe, both of the women are his victims. The second one, less so than the first one. But both women are victims. And now 2 women are here, reduced to struggling over, I'm the popular one, I'm the one who has the support of this. So. Okay. So the evil that men do will live after you. All these things that you do, the clandestine things you do, it will create unrest. It will create strife between your children. The children in Germany and the set of children he's going to have in Ghana will never be in accord. They will not be. You have created situations where your children are now enemies. Because in this process, I'm sorry, I've had an infection. I'm really sorry. I know this is not palatable, but what can I do? I've got to breathe. Yeah. I've still got mucus on my lungs. And when mucus needs to move. And that's all I can do to try and move this thick mucus that is settled on my lungs. So, apologies. Anyway, as I said, when you have groups of children and now you've created two factions of women, they are warring factions. I've seen a lot of media people get team Odobruni, team this, team that. For those of you who are not Ghanaian, let me just give you the background context. Daddy Lumba is one of the biggest musical icons we've had in my lifetime anyway. He's a high life artist, but he is the brain behind some of the biggest bangers of my youth. Everybody knows him. Whilst we knew him, he was German-based, and he used to produce his music, and we all consumed his music. And then apparently he retired to Ghana, but now we've discovered he didn't really retire to Ghana. He absconded from his wife. Absconded, and I've not used that word lightly. He absconded from his wife with tall tales about illnesses and went to Ghana. And whilst he was in Ghana frolicking, he's been with this new woman. He's now had 5 children with this woman, and he's still apparently married to the other one. So she was brought in. And this is what I say to the men. Look, I understand that as we age, some of you say we smell. That's okay. We don't respect. That's okay. All the things you say to make you feel better about not wanting that woman are absolutely fine. But what you should really start thinking of and doing more of is being the decent person to end it. If she smells, why are you still married to a person who smells? If her toto is a manhole, why are you still married to a manhole? Why? How is it that you would take a person's youth and you will strive with a person in their youth, and then now when you have the proceeds of that, you want to take that to go and share with other women and spread to other people, whilst the one who has worked is left without enjoying her fruits? You want to take the fruits of somebody else's labor and you want to dish it to other people. But okay, if that's the case, like I said, the decent thing to do is have separation of assets. Hey, Tina, you are wonderful. You've given me 20 good years, beautiful children, but sadly right now you stink. I cannot be with a stinky old woman. Bye, Tina. Thank you, Tina. We end things and everybody moves on. Tina has a chance to move on. But a lot of these men are so horrible that they won't even give the women that. They will move on. They will go and pursue. And they will leave these women sitting, waiting. This is the first group of people I wanted to address, the men. The evil you do lives after you. The legacy you will build. Now, Daddy Lumba's final legacy is over this thing. That's what everybody will remember. Over this. He's a guy who could not put his home and his affairs right. It's a fair point. He couldn't put his home and his affairs right. That's why we are here listening to this. And that's why what should have been an internal affair is now an external affair. Women, bloggers are pulling the women, team this and team that, embarrassing your children. So on top of the grief, there is the embarrassment and the frustration of this to deal with. And that's because some of you men just do not know how to keep your zippers up. And keeping your zippers down is not even a problem if they will be fully declared. If you will let everybody know where they stand. So now this second woman was not married. She was kept on. Again, she is a victim because she is not getting the right entitlements. Everybody knows one wife. Traditionally, and in all the other things I've heard so far, there's one wife. That has put this new girl in a place of desperation. And that's why I believe she's the one who's stirring the pot and looking for all these support because she's a desperate woman. She's trying to find something. She's the one with the young children. To me, she's the greatest of all the losers. Yeah. Let me address the second woman at this point also. An elderly guy comes to you having given his best life to somebody else. He has had children with somebody else. And he comes to you in his latter days and he's looking for a companion. He's looking for often a nurse, often a maidservant, somebody who would be subservient and would run around after him and do whatever and cook for him and and have children with you. I don't know. To each is his own, but I just want to say the person who will be left with young children when this guy goes is you. I hear Daddy Lumba, as old as he is, has a 1-year-old. Who's going to raise this 1-year-old? He's gone. Who's raising this 1-year-old? Who's paying the school fees? Say the family members are not traditional, typical Ghanaian family members who will grab at all the property and leave you nothing. Say they even give you all the property and they give you all the money. You see, raising children is beyond just the resources, Yeah. To be present for these children, 5 children. He's gone. He's left you with a chore, a huge chore. And it's a thing some of these girls don't think about because they are just looking for, belly full, really, isn't it? They are looking for belly full. This guy he's a legend. He's come from Germany. He has some money. Yeah, you've got children and he's gone. When he doesn't do right by you, he tells you he no longer believes in marriage. It is all about commitment and relationship. And then this happens. You will find that commitment is not the same as relationship, and it's certainly not the same as marriage. When there is entitlement to be discussed, when there is positions to be acknowledged. If Daddy Lumba had said, hey, this is my second wife, whatever, the conversation would be completely different, but he never did that. And that is why I am so upset with these men most of the time. Usually, both women are their victims. They are the villains. The women are victims, both of them. The person who has the greatest sympathy for me is the first wife, because often you don't sign up to this. You meet a guy, you like a guy, you marry a guy, you strive with a guy, you give your youth to a guy. They have children with you. You raise the children with them. And then later on, he used both women for his selfish gain. Yeah, he did. And there is no running away from it. You can be the greatest Daddy Lumba fan, but you've also got to be emotionally balanced to be able to accept simple things that stare you in the face. It does. Yeah. You work with this guy. You build with him in Germany. You establish. And there is nobody who would tell me that a person can be married to a musician like he was, and her money would not have gone into his music production. Her money would have gone in there. A woman who lives abroad, her money would have gone into there. Even if her money did not directly go into the music, what tended to happen with most of these women who were with these guys is that he would say to you, you care for the children. You mind the children. I'm trying to build a future for us. And his money may go into the music business, but the paying of the bills in the house, the paying of these things, hanging on to the children, providing childcare, providing all sorts of care facilities for the children will be left to you, because he will be on the road. He will be playing shows. He will be performing. And you would be the one who holds the fort. You'll be the one who anchors the children. You will be the one who runs the home. And so you do that thinking that you are investing with a guy, and that later on when the fruits come, you are going to relax and enjoy with this man. And when the fruits come, you will find that the guy is now telling you tall tales. He wants to leave Germany and wants to go and live in Ghana. He wants to The stories that I've heard suggest that when he went to Ghana, he was telling them that he couldn't find a flight. He could not board a flight. He could not. But they have children in Germany. And he's absconded. Left his wife, left his children, and he's now in Ghana frolicking and created 5 new children. That's where the story comes, and this is where the lessons follow for me. I've seen so many silly people dragging the old wife. It's her fault. She didn't come to Ghana. Well, I'm sorry. She met and married this guy in Germany. They made agreements on understanding that they will be in Germany. They have children in Germany. They have responsibilities in Germany. No, you can't just up your sticks and go to Ghana whenever you want. No, you can't. No. The children who were remaining in Germany needed a parent who would stay in Germany to anchor them. Also has a life. Can you imagine if this woman had also followed him to Ghana and was now unemployed and now did not have a source of income and was reliant on his estate to take care of her? Do you know how precarious her position would be if she had stupidly made that choice? And this is the lesson for a lot of women. If you are in the unfortunate position of being with a guy. Greetings, Alana. Hi, says. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Sound? Can you still hear me? I had to change network, so I've gone on a different network. Can you still hear me? If you can hear me, well, can you just give me a thumbs up and let me see? It said something about my sound not being great, so now I don't know. Can you hear me? Can you hear? Can you not hear? Can you let me know? If you can hear me, let me know so I can continue. Real and Unique Gardener, how you doing? Yeah. This is the lesson for all the sisters. You should fight for your marriage. You should fight for your... Come. You should fight with common sense. If a guy decides that it is time for him to move on and go find someone else, you can run naked in the street. He's still gonna go. You can up your stakes and follow him to Timbuktu. He will still chase the women he wants to chase. If this woman Sewa had left, you can hear, great. If this woman Sewa had left Germany to follow Daddy Lumba to Ghana, he would still be frolicking with Odobroni. He would. And he would still have the 5 children with Odobroni. But the difference here being is that the woman who has abandoned her life to come to Ghana to come and fight for her marriage is destroying her position and destroying her future. She is making herself prone. Yeah. Now, she can finish the funeral and she can just buy a ticket and go back to her good life in Germany. She can. She lost her marriage, but she hasn't lost her life. She hasn't. She can go back to Germany and she can close her mind to all the noise, and she has a good place where she's been living for a long time. She's protected because of the choices she made to remain and continue with her life. Yeah. It is so important, sisters. I've seen a lot of women, as the earlier video I made, there's a friend of mine who is a nurse, band 6 nurse, was in the UK. The husband, for no apparent reason, suddenly decided he's going to Ghana to start a business. And as usual, you know how we are. She abandoned her job in the UK, in the NHS in the UK, followed this guy to Ghana. Guess what? He went skirt chasing. That's what he went to do. The little bit of money she had here, he convinced her to take that money, take a loan so they could go. And when he got the money in bulk in his hands, that's when he began to show her shege with hot pepper. After 3 years of chasing this nonsense, becoming homeless, destitute, friends had to collect money and send her back to the UK with her tail between her legs, going to restart life with children who felt abandoned and now do not have a good relationship with their mother because they expected their mother to be smarter, to make choices that focused on them and their future. Their first kid still doesn't speak to their mother because that kid was going to year 11, was getting ready for GCSEs, their most important year in school. They were looking for parental support. Choices. Samiatu, choices. Absolutely. They were looking for parental support. They found their mom stupid in abandoning her children to follow a guy who had already decided he was going anyway. There was nothing she could do. The ship had sailed. The guy no longer wants to be with you. When a guy starts chasing other women, when the guy goes out there, he's already decided, he's already decided somehow that you don't meet his requirements. He's going to look for them. So he's gone. And she abandoned her life, her children here, and followed this guy to Ghana, only to go and look stupid, only to go and lose, only to go and end up in a very precarious position when people collected because her children had to go and live with other people. When they were gone, it was family and friends who were trying to anchor these children. Until this date, her daughter refuses to speak to her. The first child refuses to have a relationship with mom. Says that she has no mother. And so she's living her life as if she has no mother. And does not want to engage with a woman who is just her egg donor. Yeah. How does this happen? When you make stupid choices and don't think it through. When somehow you think that open sticks and following a person to Timbuktu is going to change anything. It will change nothing, sisters. Repeat after me. If you live with a guy in a place, and for some reason he suddenly says that he does not want to stay in that place with you, that the only thing that is a movement forward for him is to leave you in that place and go somewhere else, because that is the new place he's going to build. And his plans for going to this new place don't include you. Sister, they have advised themselves. Repeat after me. He has advised himself. Yeah. When you are not part of his plans to go to this new place, you are not part of his plans, full stop. You get a reason why. It will change nothing. Bernice, it will change nothing. That's the time that you need advices. And I'm glad this Sewa woman has had advices who've told her there's nothing you can do to tie down a guy who is ready to sail. So stay in your Germany, my sister, and continue with your job, my sister. Stay in Germany and continue to work, my sister. Stay in Germany. So that even if your marriage is gone, which it probably is gone, you can maintain your relationship with your children. Salo, stay in Germany and care for the ones that are still available for you to care for and to protect. Stay in Germany. Don't abandon your job and become jobless. Don't leave your home and leave yourself prone to being homeless. No, don't do that. Do not do that. Stay in Germany and at least hang on to some kind of life. Marriage is not the only aspect of life which is worth maintaining. And yes, if there's nothing you can do to maintain a marriage, there's nothing you can do to maintain it, my sister. When it is time for a guy to move on and he's moving on, if he cared for you, he will not leave you and your children and tell you that his future lies somewhere else. Men who want to start businesses and they had interest in maintaining relationships with their women, they sit with the women, they strategize with the women, they think about it or they plan and then they move together. They move together. Even if they don't move together. But they will not tell you where they are going with no invitation for you to engage. If you live with a guy and he tells you, Nora, I'm going to Ghana to start a business. Listen carefully to the wording. He is going to Ghana to start a business. You are not. He didn't invite you along. Bernice, I think that we should start a business in Ghana. The children and their education, even that, you have to listen carefully. When they tell you to stay in the UK so they can go and start a business in Nigeria, even that, when they are sort of drawing you in, you are not even usually in the plans fully. How much more the ones who just announced, Patience, I am going to Ghana, I'm going to South Africa. I'm now going to live in South Africa. I can no longer live in Italy. I must go home. And he doesn't invite you to bring your contribution to this. Honey, he does not see you in his future. Repeat after me, sisters. He does not see you in his future. You can cry if you want. You can wail if you want. You can rain curses on him if you want. He still does not see you in his future. At that point, to me, Sister Kate, Sister Kate, I just saw you and realized, I think I probably need a conversation with you. Matilda, even the ones who say they want you, sit up. How much more the one who has decided they are going? When they are going, they are going. In fact, before they tell you they are going, they are already gone. You hear me? They have been mentally gone for a long time. At that time, when a guy says that to you, sister, go and get yourself the best tissues and towels and come cry your eyeballs out, because it is over. The game is over. It has been over for a while. And after you've done your crying, recovery becomes your theme. Sister, recovery, maintenance, survival for you and the children they are about to abandon, because they are going to leave you a single parent. This is what I say to women. At that point, really, Mawena, the best thing to do is to call this guy and tell him, I hear you, I see you, but I think it's better that we end things here. You go to Ghana and start the business. When the business is established and you still want me, come, we will talk. But let's finish this and you go. Because this whole hanging on and going and coming is going to create situations like this. Lumba's wife should have left that marriage a long time ago. If he has been with another woman long enough to have 5 children with her, they both sailed a long time ago. She should have ended that nonsense. That farcical marriage should have been ended, so that nobody would have called her now to come do widowhood rites, so that she's now dancing in public whilst we are all laughing at her, whilst we are looking at her, sympathizing and pitying her. What for? She did not need to come and dance in anything. It was done. Lumba was for Odobroni. He has been for Odobroni for a long time. What is the point in coming to be this one? The cartoon in public that everybody is looking at and waiting and dissing. What for? She should have ended this nonsense. Farcical relationship a long time ago. It belonged to Odobroni. Let her have it. Sisters, if your guy happens to be belonging to another woman, cry, reconcile, and let them go. Because before they are going, they've been gone. They've been gone a long time. And Sister Mary, they've been gone a long time before they tell you. You are the last person to find out. They've been gone. They've been gone. Sister Joyce, mwah. Sister Alice. Hey, may the Lord strengthen us. It's not easy, but listen, we are going to have to be pragmatic about this, you know. At the time when he's going, is the time you need to call him and say, I hear you. You want to go to Ghana, I hear you. You go to Ghana, go to Nigeria, go to Kenya, wherever you want to go to. But I want to set you free to go to those places to go and do you. If you go to those places and you do you and you still think that you want to do me, you come back and then we can talk and see whether I also still want to do you. If you want to do me and I want to do you, why not? We continue. But I think hanging on tight whilst they go is ridiculous, because hanging on tight makes no difference, because he's gone. He's been gone. He's gone. The reason why I say you should let them go is that you don't end up tied loosely to a guy. And then when they are sick, so again, there's a friend of mine whose husband has done this. They lived in their house. One day, he decided that he was not coming home. Not knowing he had already set home with another woman for about 3 years. They had 2 children already in another place. When he went home, he never came. When he left home, he never came. Eventually, the wife went and saw where they were. They tried to negotiate to bring him. He didn't come. And for months, he lived there. But you see how the Lord works. Less than a year, Angel, you are also ready to marry 2 men. Me, I've been thinking of having a second husband, a rich one, who will allow me and the first one to live the best life we can. Yeah, Barbara, you must end it. You must end it very fast. Because if you don't end it, you will end up here. Malaska, mwah! Long time. It's good to see you. Those of you who are here today and you haven't been here for a long time, let me tell you how things work now in my ecosystem. Facebook is now doing my heading. So I am looking for new ways in which I engage. Let me put this so you can find my ecosystems. I'm going to put a link on the page, okay? That link I will put on the page will let you see my unified page. Go to my unified page. Those of you who want to join my communities, you can click. The communities are free. Well, the ones which are premium, you would know. You would see my YouTube link, all my links. So this is my unified link. It should allow you to be able to find me and connect. If you want my courses, you can click on courses and you can go and see what is available. Those of you who are professionals and could do with the support to get you in a community of get it. Me, I am all about making sure that we all survive and thrive. Okay, this time, Jama, how you doing, Marcel? So I'm going to pin a comment when it comes up. When it does, if it does, I don't even know where this Facebook. There you go. So now, when you are looking for me, I've pinned the comments. Click on that thing. You can go and book a session with me. You can go and buy my courses. You can join my communities for free and we can engage better. I'm going to be doing more work in my communities than I do on Facebook because Meta has just showed me that they are not really serious about sharing their revenue fairly with me. So anyway, having said that, click on that, go and explore, check my ecosystem out. And those of you who are creators, who also need to set systems like this up, Malaska, come find me in the inbox, yeah? And let me show you and teach you how to set these things up because, Meta is now really not into revenue share in very fair ways with all of us. But anyway, as I was saying, good evening. This Dama. Yeah. If a man tells you that he is leaving, you must let him go because he's already left. The time he's telling you is not when he's leaving. He's been gone a long time. So cry if you need to. Hey, Nana Kwame. Wow. long time. It's so good to see you. Yeah, come and find me in the inbox and give me an update on what you've been up to, yeah? Yeah, Mafia. If he's been gone a long time, there's nothing you can do. Hanging on will leave you in these positions where this woman is. I was telling you about the story of my friend. My friend's husband abandoned ship and he left. At the time, everybody was telling my friend, it's done. The first thing she says to me in particular, you are in the comfort of your marriage and you are telling me to leave mine. And I said to her, I'm not telling you to leave your marriage in the comfort of my marriage. I'm telling you that your marriage has been gone. It's done. It's finished. Your husband is gone. It's not me who's making your husband leave. And no, I am not gloating. I am not enjoying. I'm just telling you the facts as they stand. Your husband is gone. And it is better if your husband is gone to let him go. And so that it would leave you free to also rebuild your life. Maybe even meet somebody else who might give you a better chance. He's gone. Hanging on to his name will change nothing. Yes, she insulted me. I took my bashing and then I took my long mouth and I found somewhere to sit with my long mouth because within the confines of my safe marriage, I could no longer advise my friend about I'm telling her to leave her marriage. So whilst I'm living in mine, I'm like, if your marriage was a marriage, why will I tell you to leave your marriage? It's not me who's ending your marriage. Your husband has ended your marriage. But anyway, less than a year later, 9, 10, 11 months-ish, she was there minding her business when she was called. The guy had had a stroke. The family members were now telling this friend of mine that they only know one wife. They don't know anybody else. And that it is her responsibility to care for this guy, to do whatever. Eventually, he died. Eventually, the estranged husband died. The family were insisting that this girl sends the body from the UK to them in Ghana because she is the wife. He is their son and they want their body. The amount of money that she had to sink into sending this body home. And no, she had to come with the body to come and complete their funeral rites, their severance rites, blah, 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 because the guy is from a royal home and no. The kind of foolishness she had to deal with the guy who was not even hers anymore. A guy who had already abandoned ship and left her and her children on their own has now gone, made his choices, died in his choices. And yes, she, because she did not severe, because she did not end, because she did not listen to advice, was still legally, spiritually, culturally married to this guy. And the family definitely took advantage of that. And yeah, she had to pay for repatriation of the body. She had to pay for majority of the things around the funeral. The Akans in Ghana would say that it's the children who bury their dad. Their children were not even that old. But through the children must bury their dad, she had to bear almost the entire cost of the funeral. And yes, she's quite comfortable in the UK, is the excuse for it. The family made her come be a widow for a guy who had left her. When everything kicked off, she comes back to me and she says, you know, I'm so sorry. What I said to you was bang out of order. And you were right. You were so right. And I was telling her, you are my friend, not my enemy. I could just see. We have been here a long time. We have seen so many women hang on to this. And they end up with... Lumba's wife is no exception. That marriage was done. That marriage was done. He was gone. But now that they are calling widows, guess what? She will be called. Whether she had the holiday and could afford to come to Ghana or not, the family would expect that she would come and be the widow. But she had not enjoyed the rights of her wife for years, if not decades. She had not enjoyed the rights of a wife. If you are not enjoying the rights of a wife, why would you put yourself in a position where you would have to pay the expectations of a wife? If a guy decides that he no longer belongs to you and he up sticks and he goes, let him. And when he goes, severe, fast, sister, severe. And stop hanging on to dead horses. If the horse is dead, let it die. Have a funeral. Let it go. Huh? Because if you don't learn to do these things, the one thing that woman has done, which is a credit to her, which is a smart move on her part, was not to abandon her life in Germany to go here. And I'm very sure in the latter stages, they'll be calling her, when you come and cook for your husband, when you come and clean for your husband is sick, your husband is me. Yeah, it was not a husband. He belonged to Odobroni. Odobroni could keep him. She could do all the cooking. She could do all the cleaning. Yeah, let Odobroni keep. It was much better for her to stay in Germany and fight for her earnings in Germany, because now at least she has a place to run to. After this fiasco with the funeral, she can just board a flight and go to Germany. Find herself in Saarbrücken. I think they live in Saarbrücken. Go back to Saarbrücken, into whatever accommodation that she's managed to secure for herself and her children. I hope that she has focused on positioning her children. I hope that her children are grown enough to be in a position to hold their mother and bear their mother up, to help their mother recover and to continue to live a decent life regardless. But yeah, don't let somebody move on and leave you hanging on. Lesson number 1. 2, do not, repeat after me, do not leave. Yes, I'm on TikTok. My TikTok username is on the link I've just pinned. So if you click on the all links, you will see my TikTok account. It is hyperlinked and you can go check it out. You can also check my YouTube and my Instagram and all those other things from the link. Yeah, cool. Do not let somebody leave you hanging on to their coattails. 2, do not abandon your life in the pursuit of a horse which has already taken off. Do not. You do that, you will end up in tears. It is time that my sisters focused on our lives. Focus on you too. A lot of these men are selfish. They are still married to you, but they will still get up and go somewhere else. They are pursuing their happiness. They want to go and pursue their happiness with a younger woman. Well, you should also pursue your safety with your career. You should also pursue your safety by building your pensions. You should focus on your protection by building strong relationships with your children. Build a community around you. Join a network of friends. Do anything to make sure that your own life is also secure and that you are not existing, that you are also giving yourself a chance to be happy because you deserve it. So that when all these things happens, another friend of mine, similar situation, went to Ghana, but for her case, she had actually ended the marriage. She took the children to Ghana so that the children could go and pay their last rites. But she was not doing any of this widow crap because she was not a widow. She was not funding the funeral for nothing. She bought the casket because the children's responsibility in the account system is to pay for the casket, and her children were young, so she bought the casket. And she bought herself a very big pair of sunglasses and went to the funeral with her children. Sunglasses, so she could see them and not be seen. And she just sat there like this and she was watching. People were spinning, going and coming, and she was watching. She attended the funeral as a guest because that's what she was. Again, she did not make a choice. So she was married, living in the UK with her husband. And the husband decided he was going. She, with her common sense, ended issues. And yes, she came to the funeral as a guest to sit there. I am Sister Selena's photocopy, huh? Yeah, there you go. Tell Sister Selena I said hi. Her fake photocopy is here. Yeah. When you attend as a sympathizer, when you attend as an ex, because that's what you are, ex, whether you know it or not. I mean, this Mami Sewa is Daddy Lumba's ex. Don't you guys know? She's an ex. She's an ex, Talata. You're right, kid. Whether she knows it and accepts it or not, she's an ex. But can you imagine an ex who is now the key player in a funeral, mourning a man that you haven't seen for years and have not had interactions with for years? That will drive me absolutely bonkers. When people would be expecting me to cry, when I have no desire to cry, that would be so stressful for me. Yeah. At least you see with my friend, she could put her sunglasses on to go sit there and watch. That would be my inclination if this happened. Put your sunglasses on. But if you do not end things neat, you will end up having to fulfill expectations that are not even right for you because you have not enjoyed the privileges that go with this. The lessons. Sisters, in all your doings, make sure that your affairs are sorted. Get a job, my sisters, get a job. Because these men we live with, they can change their mind and go live somewhere else anytime they want. Those of you who are around my age and older, you are more susceptible. They will wait for you to have children for them and for you to raise their children to a certain point. One day you'll be minding your business and your husband will tell you, I'm going to Zimbabwe, back to Zimbabwe to live. He is not consulting you. He's telling you he's going to Zimbabwe. Can you also know that when she goes to Zimbabwe, she's going to tell all the Zimbabwean little girls that you smell? All of us are disrespectful. In 20 years whilst he lived with him, he never saw that you were disrespectful. Today, he will know. Today, he will know. You have a manhole. He will tell all the little girls in Timbuktu that you have a manhole. It is much better for you that you let him go in peace without him having to tell people about your manhole. And that's why separation of assets at that point is advised. He doesn't need to go and run your name through the mud just so he can get the next girl to settle in. You finish it and you let him go peacefully because he's going to go anyway. Anita, he's going to go anyway. So you let him go peacefully. Then he doesn't have a wife and he does not need to explain to nobody about a smelly wife and why he's running from. I'm very good. Sister Margaret, he will tell you about when he goes to those little girls. I can tell you your crime. The first one is the fact that you smell. You smell. You. My daughter says, "What I'm telling you, the common excuses a lot of these married men give to the younger girls and why they have abandoned their wives and they are now chasing these little girls." Yeah.
Little girls, that's illegal.
Well, it's not little. So this is a 60-year-old with a 30-year-old, obviously. Half his age could be his kid or a 40-year-old. So they are little girls, but they are not little to be illegal.
What's up with like 40-year-olds like being interested in 18?
Yeah, 40-year-olds and 18-year-old is apparently a thing now. But yeah, when they find these 18-year-olds, like my daughter, see, I myself look at myself in comparison to my daughter. And I know my body is not in the same shape as my daughter. I always tell her I'm very jealous of her.
Mentally, we're in completely separate mentalities.
She says we are in completely different mentalities. Well, I'm looking at her body. Well, I don't know. If these people had gumption here, they might not actually have.
And why are you struggling to find people your own age?
Well, listen, those of us their age are now smelling. Didn't I tell you? We smell, we have manholes.
But then they're also the ones that complain that their young girlfriend can't do more. Obviously, because she's barely a child.
Well, those who come back with those complaints, they get this reaction from me. But yeah, listen, when they go to these little kids, and in truth, the girls are more beautiful than you. Me, I look at my daughter's body and I look at my pot belly and I'm like, hey, girl, can we trade bodies sometimes? She's beautiful. But why wait and let him go and tell people about your pot belly just so they can get in the knickers of a kid this age? No, sister, respect yourself. Set them free so that they can go as single men and not need... Francis says I'm letting out their secrets. I'm telling the men's secret. Yes, now.
That's not a secret.
She says it's not a secret.
What kind of secret?
It's an open secret. When they go, they will tell the new girls that you smell. If you do not want people to accuse you of smelling, step aside quietly and let them go, because they're going to go anyway. They can go dragging you in the mud, or they can go peacefully. My suggestion is that you let them go peacefully. When they have gone peacefully, you can also start reconstructing your life. And this is what I want to say to my sisters. At all times, in all your doings. Joe, you want to see my daughter? Okay, when she feels like making an appearance, she will come and make an appearance. Yeah? Sometimes they go for their old flames who are divorced with children or in marriages as well. Well, wherever they go, let them go. Amawina, wherever they go. Does it even matter where they go? In all thy doings, and this is very important to me. You see, a lot of women in Sewa's position, this is what would have happened to them. Men like Lumba will come to you and tell you that they are musicians, that they are building a future for you and your children. They will get you to invest in this future, that they are fighting for you and their children. A lot of women like Sewa will be the women who would work and give their money to these guys, because these guys could not be in secular work, could they? Because they needed to be traveling and playing the shows. So he would not be able to hold down a long-term job. So these women were the women who held jobs. These were the women who paid rent. These were the women who anchored children. And in a lot of the cases, they even put money together to support them to release their albums, to fund a trip, to do. Thinking that a person's career could belong to both of you. It does not. Patience Saki's career belongs to Patience Saki only. Augustina Druye The only career that is guaranteed to be yours is the one with your name on it. Amateur Manson. The only career I have with any guarantee to be mine, whose proceeds are almost guaranteed to feed me, is the career with my name on it. Whilst your husband is becoming a musician, you better learn how to be a dancer and build your own dancing career. Whilst you are busy investing into a guy to become whatever he wants to become, even if he becomes it for the sake of your family, you better have the common sense to build something for you. Because we have seen it happen so many times that women stupidly sacrifice to build into these things. And then when it takes off, when the money comes, when the promised success comes, this guy suddenly finds you smelly. And he prefers to go find somebody new to build a new life with and live with them and enjoy the proceeds of your hard work. You will go mad if you are stupid enough to give your all to this person without investing in yourself. The women who recover, they are the ones who also have something for themselves. So me, I have been busy working on my teaching career. Of course, whenever I can support a husband, I will support him. But I don't feel entitled to his career. His salary, for example, has never turned up in my bank account, and I have never felt entitled to his wages. I always know that the only wages I am entitled to and I am guaranteed to have access to is the one that comes to me from the jobs and from the businesses I do. And that's why I am busy building for my own, even though I am married. The fact that you are married to a guy does not guarantee you jack. One day they could wake up and they can take themselves and all the things you have invested into and take it elsewhere. So that you don't go mad, make sure that you also have your own backup, that you have invested in yourself too. If you have money to invest in a music career, you better invest in your own music career. If you want to invest in somebody's show business, you better also set up your own show. Invest in yourself, because that's the only guarantee you have. That's it. Yes, kid.
Regina said that she can come at 10 tomorrow.
Okay. That's fine. Do you have hair?
She's bringing hair.
Did you ask me if I can afford for her to bring hair?
My bad.
Because affordability, no.
Sorry.
Mom, can you afford for Regina to come? No. It's just assumed.
What,
How much is she charging anyway?
Let me ask.
Make sure that you and your children will eat regardless of where this person takes their stuff. If your children want you to do their hair, you better know how to do your children's hair. Because one day he may take his income somewhere else and you and your children will have to run like mad people in the streets if you have not taken care of business. Sisters, in all your doings, do not lose sight of the important thing, which is your own security and safety. It is a necessity. Your children need you to be in good standing if this happens. You cannot unravel just because a person has decided to take their goodies somewhere else. Gemma? You cannot unravel. You should not unravel. When he decides he's no longer living in Germany and he's going to go live in Ghana, you should know how to pay your rent, because at that point you will be responsible for your rent. Believe me, comfort. When he goes to Ghana, he will send not a penny to you. I know he's Daddy Lumba, but I do not struggle to believe that this Mame Sewa has not seen a dime in Saarbrücken from his income since he left. In all thy doings, invest in thyself. If you know how to invest, you better invest in you. Sisters, you better know how to pay your rental. You better know how to pay your rent, because a person you are relying on can decide to be unreliable whenever they want to be unreliable. And if you do not know how to keep your affairs in order, you are going to screw yourself up and screw your kids in the process. Know how to pay your rent, so that the day he comes to you and he says, "Hey, Georgina, fair, I'm going back to Timbuktu. I don't like the air in Saarbrücken. I am suddenly going to. You cry. You have to cry because it is a change in plans. It's a disappointment. Cry and then pay your rent. Cry. And whilst you are crying, go to the shops and buy food for you and your children. And still for you. Cry and make sure that you can afford your children's transport to school and you can buy clothes to put on their back. Cry whilst you survive. Survive, you must. So you must make sure that your systems are set up. And yeah, if a guy decides to go, it's in your best interest to let him go. Let his family members know that he no longer lives with you. Let your family members know that he no longer lives with you. Let the law know that you are no longer responsible for him, because when he is outside of your home, you don't know what he's up to. So how are you accountable for a person who lives somewhere else and you don't know what he's up to? How are you married to this person? Explain to me. How are you married to this person who now belongs to other people? He's for the street. He's left you to go to the street. He wants the street. Let him go to the street. Let him go. Because whether you permit it or not, he's for the street and he's off to the street anyway. There's nothing you can do. So it's much better for you that you accept and that you make decisions that don't make you liable for things that you don't even enjoy the benefits of. You should be liable for a marriage that benefits and serves you and your children. If it no longer serves you, what are you hanging on to? What are you exactly hanging on to? A name? Hanging on to a name will bring you to where this Mama Sewa woman now is. Now everybody, where has his wife been for the last day? Where the hell has the man been? Because they were not married living in Ghana. The fact that this guy has absconded and left his family was not being discussed. Everybody wants to know where the wife is. Why didn't she? You wanted her to quit her job to come sit in Ghana to do what exactly? So that by the time he's passed now, she would be unemployed and she would be at people's mercy. Is that what people were looking for? He found love with the other woman. So the one who stayed with him and had children with him and built with, he found hate with. Okay. If all he found is hate, okay, thank him for the hate that you gave him. And sister, take your hate elsewhere. You may find somebody else who's also interested in your hate, you know. They are opportunists, Nanekuya. They are going home because they want to go and chase skirts. But they want to go and chase skirts and leave you to hold forth with children. And then later on, they'll be back. I've seen it happen with so many women. The women a generation ahead of me who lived abroad. There have been many of them whose husbands left when the children were in the early teens, mid-teens, and they are gone. Yeah, survival indeed. Which country did he stay in? He lived in Germany with her. He absconded and left his family and went to Ghana. And everybody is now asking, why didn't she quit and follow him to Ghana? To do what? To do what? Follow him and go to Ghana to do what? To eat what? Was she supposed to terminate the children's education and take the children with them? Or should she abandon the children in Germany and follow this guy to Ghana because he wants to go to Ghana? And what would be the benefit of that stupid move anyway? Put everybody's well-being at risk. Abandon the children's education and go to Ghana because he's now in Ghana. To do what? What was he exactly doing in Ghana? What music was he now producing in Ghana that couldn't have been produced in Germany? Stabiba, you know it's bollocks. He did not have no spinal nothing. He was working fine. He can sire 5 children. Oh, his hips were working fine. His member was okay. It was very potent. And now, which spinal hospital in Ghana is better than the spinal hospitals they have in Germany? Which world-leading spinal specialist, orthopedic specialist, was in Ghana that he was seeing and consulting, far superior to what he could have had in Germany, where his family was? Show me. In some fuaparapa. And some fuse yarapa. And yes, it is propagated by seemingly intelligent people. I've seen so many people's videos, and I watch these videos with my jaw on the floor. Like, what kind of rubbish are people peddling in these streets? And having listened to some of that crap is why I am here to have a state of affairs conversation. Kwadwo Asamoah, have you people heard what Kwadwo Asamoah is saying? The man had a choice and the wife had a choice too. Correct for 3 points. Sisters, don't let somebody else waste your choice. Because Kwadwo Asamoah will tell you this when the time comes and you will cry your eyes out. Lumba did not complain that she didn't move to take care of him. Lumba was siring 5 children. Lumba was happy. Lumba was sorted. Lumba was good. No, so Lumba would not have been crying. No. Of course not. So I'm telling my sisters, don't let anybody exercise their rights at the detriment of yours. Do not let other people exercise their choice whilst you watch like Mumu. Don't watch. Don't watch like Mumu. If you watch like Mumu, we will ask you questions like that. Now, who forced you? At the time when we ask you that question, you would drink rat poison. Now, who forced you? Nobody forced you, my sister. That's what we will all tell you when the crunch comes. You have had a choice. Refusing to exercise your choice is also a choice in itself. And Kwadwo Asamoah is right, he's right. When he moved on to go be with Odobroni, what were you watching for? Abiba selfishness or whatever we can call it. But each one for himself, God for us all, has been a principle we should be aware of. Whether you are married, whether it's to your children, whether it is to your ancestral spirits, each one for himself, God for us all. Well, Mawena, maybe it's about time the rest of us also learned how to be selfish. It's not being selfish, it's caring for self. Being responsible for self. Looking out for self. Yeah, that's what other people are busy doing. And you, what are you doing, Nana B? Nana B has married you and he's busy caring for his affairs, whilst you, the mumu, you are sitting there watching. Each one for himself. Repeat after me, sisters. God for us all. When a guy decides he's going to Ghana, he's going for himself. Know that. If following him to Ghana works for you also, follow him. If following him to Ghana without a plan is silly, learn to be for yourself. Well, if she was not waiting for him, then what was she hanging on to the Mrs. title for? If she is not waiting, then what is she hanging on to the title for is the question I'm asking. What's the point of the title? He's not waiting for you. You are not waiting for him. That's a marriage which is ended. She knew he was gone. Okay. If she knew he was gone, then what was she hanging on to the name for? Just so she can come and parade and be a widow and do this in public? Is that it? When you are pissed with somebody and you still have to come and do this and do that and do this. No. The ones who knew how to take care of their affairs, they can sit there and cross their legs and have their sunshades on and just watch proceedings. My friend who was there as a guest at her ex's funeral was as much at her ex's funeral as this Daddy Lumba wife at this funeral. She was also at her ex's funeral. It's just that she had left things hanging, so she is crying at her ex's funeral. She is paying to support at her ex's funeral. That has got to suck. A humobro type. Why don't we have this a humobro for ourselves? Why don't we have it for ourselves? Oh, why are we always giving this a humobro to everybody else except us? My sister. She didn't want to be divorced, but she was already divorced, my boy. Don't we all know that she was divorced? She felt sorry for him, but she couldn't feel sorry for herself. Hey, sisters. Who is more pitiful than this woman now? If you read some of the commentary, people are dragging her. They are dragging her as if she's ugly, she's old, she was buying the drugs because she was hanging on. She should have kept her money for herself. She should have gone to eat some kelewele, eat fufu banku, and go on holiday somewhere. She should have, because he was not the problem of his new wife. He should have been Odobroni buying the medicine. Odobroni was enjoying the goods. The bola was for him. Was for her. Well, she who eats the bola must also, he who calls the piper must select the tune. Which somebody they chop bola where you they chop pay. Okay. But me, I'm not such a good woman. She should have divorced him a long time ago. He was gone. She should have just ended the fast and moved on and removed herself from some of this stupid responsibility. Yeah, my winner. He who chops the bola must be paying for it. How come you are the one paying for whatever and somebody is sitting there chopping bola and having 5 children? The way he mentioned her name in songs. Ay. I've seen Kofi Kenata singing about Rashida without Rashida needing to do jack. You see, this story is not too different from the Yao Sapon story, is it? It is very common amongst our stars. It is not too different from the Yao Sapon story. There is a woman who sits and who works, who supports and who grinds. And then when the time goes, they will find somebody else to come in. And this is not too different from the Yao Sapon story. And I know some of you Yao Sapon people will be here to come and make noise. My friend, go and fight with your phone or hug a transformer. That second woman is a second woman. I don't care what you say. That is a second woman. Tiwa is a second woman. Tiwa is the same position as Odobroni. Same position. Yao Sapon had a wife. He didn't pay rent. The wife's woman rented for them. And then at some point, he even brought this Tiwa in. Tiwa's children were brought in to the wife so that the wife could care for Tiwa's children whilst him and Tiwa were frolicking. Yeah. Nobody would ask a man to pay for an ex-wife's funeral. But yeah, they would ask a woman to do it, of course. It's not just the stars. But it's more pronounced with the stars. It's everywhere. A lot of our women tolerate rubbish. We do. And we are socialized to accept it as normal. It's not. It is being taken advantage of. When a person leaves their children for you and goes sit somewhere else and expects you to be the one who raises the children so that later you can all lay claim to the children, that is an opportunist. A person wants you to stay and you to work and pay for a house which has both of your names so that later on you have full entitlement to it and you share it 50-50. That is an opportunist. When it is finished, it's finished. When it is finished, it has been finished a long time. Petriba, when it is finished, it is finished. What would you be doing? What can you do? What does it change? When a man has been gone, he's been gone. So cry and admit that he's gone. And moved on. Move on. Move on fast. He's been gone a long time. The ship sailed a long time ago. Hanging on to the sails does not change a thing. We are socialized to accept it, but it's about time we unsocialize ourselves. Those of you who were not here when I said I have a friend whose husband absconded as well, went and got a stroke and died eventually. And when he died abroad, his whole family members were in Ghana demanding that she brings the body. She had to pay for the repatriation to take the body and to go be in the in their village for 2 weeks, to go and do the widowhood and pay for everything that happened with the funeral. Yeah, because she was still married. So he appeals to you not to divorce so that you can be liable for his funeral, right? And our sisters think it makes sense for us to do that. It makes sense for you to be appealed to in that way so that you can bear the costs. Anyway, me and my long mouth. I had to come and tell you this. But the men, again, look, this is all we remember. This is the final remembrance we have of Lumba. We saw it at the Rollins funeral also. We've seen it at most of these well-known people's funerals. The evil that men do lives after them. She couldn't let go of the investment. In the end, what investment did she get, Anita? The investment to come and do this in public so that we all watch you. This is the investment. Do you think the family members are about to let her take any of the property? If you think that Odobroni and her family, as well as Lumba's family, are going to sit here and let Sewa take any significant property, you are a clown. She will get nothing. Nothing. Because I have also heard the family and some of their rumblings they are looking to hang on to. Nah, she's getting nothing. Which investment? The only investment she got is that her name was in some of the songs. Hey! But Teresa Bebresa was also in the songs. So I don't know. Teresa. I remember Teresa Bebresa's name in music more than Sewa. Aye. So I don't know. Show me this investment. Jackie, show me the investment and let me see. Teresa Bebresa. She was not even a wife. Sister Doris. Teresa. What is that? So which one? You don't need to be married to get a mention in a song. Like I said, Kofi Kinata has a song with Rashida Black Beauty in it. I don't think Kofi Kinata has even met Rashida before. Koja Samoa, he will resonate with some of you for his songs. But this bit can also never be forgotten. Put your home in order. Put your house in order. If you no longer want an old woman, nobody's going to force you to be with them. But finish it with the old women, and go live with your good new women. Finish it with the smelly old women. End it. Let them take their business elsewhere, and you move on. People's name are in the songs without having to do jack. People's names were in songs without having to do jack. Of course, a lot of men manipulate a lot of us silly women because that's what we are, silly. Abiba, I don't know. But even if he has property, this Sewa woman is taking nothing. Because you see, this Odobroni and her 5 children would need to be settled. And they are going to fight and scramble for everything. This one lives in Germany. She's not going to have time to stay here to litigate with these people enough for her to get anything. She's getting nothing. She cannot stay in Ghana for more than 2 months. She will have to go back to Germany. The property in Ghana belongs to those who live there. She's getting nothing. Yeah, nothing. Anyway, listen. Hopefully in this conversation, those of you who are men, you have realized he made a will. But I can also tell you, if he made a will, he will leave a lot of the things to the new woman. I can guarantee you that. He will leave a lot of the property to the new woman, knowing that her children are younger. And also, it's a very common thing with the Ghanaian men. The woman who lives abroad, she has to work. The government will give her money. They will give her nothing. So if he has a will, I can bet my last dollar on it that any property distribution will be heavily skewed in favor of the new woman. So even if he has a will, this Sewa woman is not really in good standing to get much out of it. But this Sewa woman would have invested heavily in this man. At the very least, she's the one who stayed home to care for the children so he could go have the career he did. At the very least. But what she's going to get out of it? Again, that person, he may have a will, but I'm just telling you that in the will, the way our minds work, he is going to leave more for the younger girl. Because he will know that she has younger children. She lives in Ghana and does not command the same income that the one abroad would be supposedly commanding. So yeah, the one in Ghana will be settled more favorably than the one who lives abroad. Many people are in the songs. Yeah. Being in the... all this just so you can be in a song. Oh, yeah. And women need to be smart, so comely. Yeah. She will have legal rights. But again, as I said, how long will she have time to stay in Ghana to even chase these legalities? How long? How long? And as a woman of a certain age, me, I don't even have the energy for BS, me, right now. And Auntie Sewa is older than I am. By the time I get to Auntie Sewa's age, Raslin, your children are already settled. You know, your hunger is already settled. You don't have... What is she fighting for property for? What will she... So she will let it go. She will let it be. She won't have the desire to go and aggravate in order to secure. Our brains are for thinking. Emotions are not for thinking. And it's about time a lot of us began to use this in life. You live with a guy who says, oh, women need to be smarter. We need to be much smarter. Women need to start looking at ourselves and focus on our well-being. It is a lesson to all of us. It is a lesson to all of us. It's a lesson on self-love. It's a lesson on self-preservation. It is a lesson on so many things for us. You must always reflect on your life regularly. Yeah, Anita, you must. The brain is the thinking device, not the heart. Build shock absorbers in life, and the best shock absorber you can give yourself is stability for self. Know how to pay your rent so that if your guy decides he's off, you know how to pay your rent. Know how to care for your children so that if somebody accidentally makes you a single mother without your permission, and it can happen to any of us anytime, if you become an accidental single mother, make sure that you have built capacity to be able to thrive regardless of how you got there. Make sure that you have your sources of income and you protect them. If you are going to help a guy build a career, you better have built a better career for yourself. Yeah. Me. I want to support my husband to get all the qualifications he can get. You best know that I have already been committed to getting the qualifications to my name first. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Abiba. I've seen women and supporting my husband to get a master's degree. You have not even got a secondary school certificate. And you are busy supporting somebody to get a master's degree. When he finishes the master's degree, guess who will not be in his league? It will not be you. Because you don't know how to even speak university English. And he's now a master's degree holder. You are not in his league. Now, fool be you. That's what a lot of women do. You are supporting him. Florence, you cannot be supported to become things, right? Stay there. I don't even know if her name would be on the deed, Thelma. Angela, you can't get a master's degree. Your name, Angela, cannot be on a master's degree certificate, but you can support somebody to. And I've seen so many women who stupidly think that supporting a guy to get a master's degree means that they have, we have finished our master's. I'm like, you and who finished master's? He has finished his master's. Repeat after me. He has finished his master's. If we look on the certificate, it will have one person's name on it. Now, fool you if you think that it belongs to both of you. This friend of mine has a daughter who doesn't speak to her because she went chasing their dad. Mumu be you. And we have finished a master. You and who finished which masters? And congratulations to us. And I'm like, who is us? You know, Nana and I just finished your masters. Who is Nana and I? Idiote. Idiote is what you are. Which Nana and you? Angela, the smart ones are building themselves. So the day your husband decides he's going, you go and find whatever you need to take the edge off. Those of you who drink, you go and drink whatever you drink. Those of you who smoke, you smoke whatever you smoke. Those of you who chew, you chew whatever you chew. Those of us who break, you break the TVs and everything in your house. Anita, you are laughing, but I'm being dead serious. You, Nana and I have finished our masters. What is our masters? Do you have a secondary school certificate? No. But you have our masters. Idiote. It's some of these stupid decisions that put us in positions that has everybody crying going forward. We don't think. We don't think. How many men do you know are busy celebrating certificates with women's names and calling it our own? My sisters, I'm asking you the question. How many men do you know are busy calling certificates with women's names our masters? Let's just do a statistical exercise. Those of you who know them, give me the numbers. How many women do you also know personally? I don't know a single guy in my network who is calling his wife's certificate our masters. The day I got my doctorate degree, my husband was laughing with his friends. He says, now this one is a doctor. Me, I need to go and be a native doctor. We were laughing. But my husband didn't call anybody to tell anybody that my doctorate degree was our doctorate. The only thing he did was laugh about it. The fact that, yes, I've got a doctorate, but it has his name on it. And we were laughing. But he didn't even call it our doctorate. No, he did not. The men are clearer of where things should be. They are more focused on where things need to be. We cannot always blame the men. The men are selfish. No, the women are stupid. We must call it also. Yeah. We will not always sit here and bash the men. It is not always up to the men to make sure they think for us. To my boy. Yes, marriage will help each other. So I help you and you help me. Yes. Yes. I don't know why women are wired like that. Never throw your dreams away. If he supports you, great. If he doesn't support you, your mom is wise. Angela, your mom is wise. And women like your mom would have made sacrifices in their careers, is why they are advising you. My mom gives me similar advice. Yeah, my mom gave me very similar advice. How many men do you know are busy taking care of the children so women can go and become a career? How many men do you know? Huh? And why is it that it's just women who need to make these sacrifices? How many men do you know are putting their life on hold so that women can go and do whatever? How many do you know? I'm not asking you. I'm asking you who you know personally. Let's do the personal knowledge bits. I think the position will be very clear. Anywho, let me tell you, we have to polish our eyes. Tell me. We make our eyes polished, kolo, and be looking. We cannot always be doing this mummification. Most of us are mumu. Most of us na mumu. It is mummification which gets us to these positions. It's sad, but true. You have children with somebody and he's up, living his best life somewhere else. And here you are with an empty title, Mrs. Aponchibiti. Mrs. Well, a Mrs. who has never seen the shadow of the husband for the last 15, 20 years. You haven't even seen his shadow. Which kind of which Mrs. is this? And I could say, you put you first, though. You put you first. You put you next. And you put you next again. And make sure you are good. Because most of us, we will be responsible for our children also. When it all unravels, you will have to stand firm for your children. You've got to make sure that you are in a position to do so. You make sure that you've got the capacity to do so. Some of you are abroad working whilst your money is feeding Odo Bruni in Ghana. This Sewa woman's money would have fed Odo Bruni, Nanka. Why is it that you are the one working to feed your fellow woman? Please explain it to me in annotated diagrams. Help me to understand. Men call a spade a spade. Well, a spade is not a big spoon. You can call it whatever you like, but it's still not a big spoon. A spade is a spade, whether you name it or not. Nobody can convince me that Mami Sewa's money has not fed Odo Bruni. But think about it. Isn't that craziness that your money you have worked for, goes and feeds your fellow woman, also with one hole and two round objects, just like you? One with the same hole and two round objects is sitting somewhere. And you are the mumu who's running around, working like a goat to send the money so she... Yeah. Anyway, listen. I think... Sister, beginning till the end, each one for himself. Repeat after me. God for us all. And I hear a lot of the religious people come with this rhetoric, and the two shall be one. It's true. You unify your purpose. But if the Lord wanted you to be one, the day you married a man, you would have jumped from your body and entered his body. Bless you. Hey, stop dying. Tell my boy, she's now a charity. She doesn't have family members. Her charity could not benefit her family members. It has to benefit another woman. Yeah. Anyway, those of you who are better Christians and Muslims and the rest of it, you will have to forgive me. Me, I try my best. I'm not as good a Christian as the rest of you are. Jibodi. Me, I am self-oriented. I am quite oriented to self. I'm quite pragmatic. I have some gumption here and I try and use it. It's an accident. I know I should not be using my brain as a woman, but what can we do? Sometimes it's an accident. When the Lord puts a brain there, what can I do? Except use it sometimes. I mean, that is all I know. So those of you who are interested in using this sometimes, well, you are the only people I can advise. As for the other ones, what can I do? Except wish you well. Good luck. I hope that they don't send you the bill with the dead bodies to go and fund the funerals of men you haven't seen, whose body odor you have not smelled for the last 20 years, so that you can go and pay for their... The stories I've heard. There's a friend of mine who also got tricked into adopting her husband's 3 children. 3-4 years into the marriage, he asked for divorce. And then he's now taking child support for children that she did not even birth. Because he tricked her into adopting them legally. And so now, yeah, the money she's making in her business is being spent on children. Listen, women, we've been making stupid decisions for a long time. I hope sometime soon we start making alternative decisions. So, Amma, what do you think of Odobroni? I've told you what I think of Odobroni. I feel sorry for Odobroni. Odobroni has got 5 little children she's going to raise on her own. And that is the lesson for those of you like Odobroni who want to go and chase old men. That is your risk. They will do these things with you, and they will run away from the responsibility and saddle you with it. These men don't want to stay. The way they created responsibilities for the first one and run away from them, it's the same way you will also end up with your own responsibilities, and he will die away from you. And you and the first, what's the difference between Odobroni raising her children on her own and Sewa in Germany also continuing to raise her children on her own? You see, they never really stay to do nothing for any of them. The women are both victims. The second ones never know. They think they are in a pole position. No, you're not. You're actually creating a big rod for your back often. Anyway, I'm not asking you not to do nothing. Feel free to do whatever. I'm just saying that the sisters also need to start thinking about ourselves. Abisola, the sisters will have to start thinking about ourselves. Me, if I wake up one day and my husband says he's going back, who will take care of the kids? Yeah. Who's going to take care of the kids? Because the kids are only yours, right? You are the only one who's supposed to take care of the kids. Of course, there's a lot of us who put our careers on hold just because we've got kids. It should be a lesson learned for all of us. It should be a lesson learned for all of us. As for me, as I was telling you, these are my concluding remarks. This is what I know. My husband can decide any day he wants to go and live in Timbuktu. And for that reason, I need to make sure that if he decides he's going to Timbuktu, I know how to pay my rent. Whilst he's going to Timbuktu, I figure out what I'm also going to do with myself, wherever I happen to be. Make sure that my children and I are grounded regardless of the decisions another person makes. And if he decides he's going to Timbuktu, I will set him free to go to Timbuktu. When he's done with Timbuktu, if he wants to return to me, he can come and we can negotiate. If I'm also interested, we might have a conversation around it. But when a person is living in Timbuktu and you are hanging on to a name in Ethiopia, Namumu be you. Namumu be you. You will end up being liable for things that you have not enjoyed the privileges for. Angela says, funny. Look, I use humor as a way to temper the difficult conversations, because this thing we are discussing is very painful for a lot of people, isn't it? Yeah. So the humor is my temper, but the actual conversation is what it is. It's unpleasant. But it needs to be had. Yamawena, it needs to be had. Fauzi, where have you been? I have gained weight. Then you haven't seen me in years, Fauzi. I have lost almost 15 kilograms in the last year and a half. So if you see me and I have gained weight, it means you haven't seen me for more than 5 years. I have lost weight. That is the latest version. I promise. But again, you see, when I make money, I will be spending that money and getting fat. And I will not be in a position to be making money for it to be sent to Odobroni. And the idea of me working for Odobroni, it's alien to my brain. Remember, I'm not so charitable. So it's difficult. Anyway. let me go. And let me go and think about myself. Those of you who wanted to know what I think about Daddy Lumba. Don't let Daddy Lumba and his little brothers take you round the mill. Don't be hanging on to Daddy Lumba when he's already gone. Let him go. I get that all the time when people see me in person. So most people, when most people see me in person, they don't recognize me if I don't speak. When I meet people on my travels, I would see people and you'd see people watch you, sometimes no clue. And then you speak and people pick it up. But yeah, I want to spend my money, eating my money, so I can be fat. If I'm the one who's worked for the money, I better be fattened by the money. And my money cannot be fattening somebody else whilst I'm here. No. What do you think of this Daddy Lumba situation? This is all I think about it. Are you team Odobroni? There's no team. They are two losers. Both women have been taken advantage of by an opportunist. I've called it. So there's no winners. They are both losers. Two losing teams. I am joining none. And how can you say that about a legend? I am not the one who's done anything about a legend. I'm telling you a situation he's created and run away from. Now, question is alien to my brain. I want to eat my own money and be fat. If I am working for the money, I better be the one who's getting fattened by the money. And don't you worry about the little children. No, I don't worry about somebody else's little children. That is her problem. It is their mother and father's problem, not me. If I'm not the parent of that child, it is not me to worry about that problem. We have choices in life, sister, yeah. Don't we? Yes. Amma, don't you feel sorry? No, I don't feel sorry. No, I don't. Even Mami Sewa, I don't feel too sorry for her because she's also chosen to hang on to the name. She really has. She was in a position to make alternative choices too. Patrick. Again, I don't think Mami Sewa will see my video. I don't think Odobroni will see my video. And even if they see my video, it's too late for Mami Sewa and Odobroni. Their story has already unfolded. It's done. It's finished. There's no lessons here that will benefit those two women. The story will benefit me. The younger version of Mami Sewa, who is now married to a man. So that when one day I wake up and my husband is busy going to Timbuktu, I should remember the story of Mami Sewa, and it should motivate me to use my brains to start thinking, to make decisions that will protect me and my children. To those of you who can be new Odobroni, when you meet a 60-something-year-old guy and he says he loves you and he wants to have children with you, you better look at him with your nose, because this one is making a nook for your neck. He's going to have children with you, run away and die, and then leave the children for you. Sister Yasantua, you are the reasons why I'm having the video. I'm making the video for me and you. We are the ones who could benefit from the story. We are learning from experience which is not ours. Obumeka, your inability to make a choice is a choice in itself. Of course it is. And so it's me and you and those of us who are here who can learn the lessons, who motivates me to make this video. I'm not looking to advise Odobroni. What am I advising Odobroni now? She's already had 5 children for Lumba. What would I tell her? Return the children. There's nothing to say to Odobroni. What do you have to say for Mami Sewa? Mami Sewa is my big sister. If one is to advise the other, she should advise me, not me. What do I know that I can tell her that she hasn't seen and done already? So this video is not for Mami Sewa. It's not for Odobroni. Lumba himself is gone. What can I tell Lumba? And what can he undo? But for his little brothers, those of you who are listening in here, it's those of you who are listening to women like me talk the way we are. Those of you who are hearing me talk, knowing that the women are no longer going to let you continue to do what the elders did and watch you continue the same foolishness for them, that the women are beginning to learn sense. And I want you to hear that we are advising ourselves so that you might be in a position to be prepared for what is to come. Because one day you will come and tell my sisters, Mary Brenya, Mary, I am going back to Ghana. Mary will say nothing to you. She will go to the kitchen, make a cup of tea, come and sit down, cross her legs, and continue with what she's doing. It will probably shock you to the core. Why Mary is not dying because you are going. Mary has advised herself. We are busy advising Mary. Laurentia and I are busy advising Mary. So that by the time you come to Mary and tell her Mary already knows the game. And I want you guys to listen, because you are not going to get away with it the way the elders did. So you better hear. And you better start thinking, because as my sisters and I, we are advising ourselves. We will be ready for you when you are ready. And it will shock some of you, completely shock. There's another friend of mine who says he wanted a divorce. The girl went and made coffee. Oh, the husband is the one who calls me to tell me this. He asked his wife for a divorce. She went down to the kitchen and made coffee. Came back and sat beside him and says, what did you say again? Now I'm ready. I want a divorce. She says, okay, that's not a bad idea. But Oga could not handle. He's calling me, unraveling. Can you believe when I told her I wanted divorce, she did not even flinch? No, she did not. Some of you have got the shocks of your life coming. No. She went and made coffee. I came to sit down to continue the divorce proceedings. No tears, nothing. He could not believe it. He just could not believe it. He did not know that this girl had prepared herself. This girl had already read the situation. She knew. She didn't want to be the one to make a move. So she was watching, waiting. And now this one is crying because a wife he has married for more than a decade is not crying because he wants a divorce. Some of you will divorce women who will have divorce parties if you didn't know. Haven't you people seen women having divorce parties now? So we are telling you now, hopefully here, so that you guys know that some of the women are waiting for you to divorce them so they can have a party. So that when you ask them for a divorce and they have a party, he expected crying now, Angela. And now, you know when you tell a woman in the traditional sense that you were divorcing them, you were taking their source of income, you were taking their security, you were taking everything away from them. And so, Queen Sheila, you are welcome back. You were taking a lot of things from her. So she would cry and she would beg and she would have snot. She would call the council of elders and she would tell the local church members, and everybody will come to you and they will beg you and you will still refuse to stay here. No. He asked for a divorce. She went and got coffee. You still need another one?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you have one or two?
Two.
Oh, wow. And you still need one? Okay. In Ghana, they are having divorce parties. In the UK, they are having divorce parties.
What are you talking about?
I've seen a couple of invitations to a divorce party. Yeah. I've never attended one, but yeah.
What is a divorce party?
When they get divorced and they're very happy for their freedom, so they have a party.
Why did they get married in the first place?
I couldn't answer. But yeah. Some of you will ask women for divorce and they will have a party.
Do they wear black to the divorce party?
No.
Because or would you wear white to the
divorce
party?
They go to the divorce party and they have a great time at the divorce party. Angela says, Apu. It is the new age women that I want the new age man to hear, because I don't think a lot of our men are aware of the changes in the mindset of the women they live with. Yeah, gone are the days when they cried, but a lot of the guys do not know. So anyway, hopefully, in this conversation, I have helped you guys to know that it is important you put your affairs in order. I also want you to have an advance notice that the women are no longer going to sit and wait for you to put your affairs in order. We will put our own affairs in order. Yeah. Darling Mama.
Good night, Mom.
Good night, pet.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. I'll see you in the afternoon. Yeah. We are busy putting our own affairs in order. We are not waiting for you. And sadly, when women put our affairs in order, we are also quite clinical when we do it. Once we get over the emotional barriers, we can be very detached. So we will make coffee and come back and discuss divorce with you. She had anticipated the move. Oh, she knew what she was doing. She was waiting. When he brought it, she was just keen to get herself a good drink and to sit and have a convo. And they were having a clinical discussion around what she wanted and what she... Ellen is having her 9th divorce anniversary. Exactly. And it's that. Yes, so. Yes. So, women in their 30s are busy running. The 40s are running. Actually, it's now a new, very common thing for women in their late 40s, early 50s to be seeking the divorce because we are no longer willing to be nurses for men we haven't seen. We are no longer looking to nurse bullets that we have not enjoyed. We are not waiting for you to go and get your stroke so that we can be your nurses. If I have not enjoyed the bola, I am not nursing you to nothing. Maybe. First, that the women will be sitting somewhere, the men will go and do whatever. They come back here, and then the community of the council of elders will come in. No. Now we're also becoming quite clinical. So please, don't go and have your stroke in Odobroni's house and expect that Amaman Sin will be paying for you. Me and my sisters will not. It will be a problem. And cheers to continuous growth, my sister. Cheers to continuous development. Cheers to surviving adversity and thriving. It's very important that we learn to do so. Aye. It's a Rosa party. Yes, Angela is also Rosa. Yes. Listen, I'm very pragmatic. I know when we make these kind of videos, I will have the onslaught in my inbox. And you are ruining marriage. No, I'm not ruining marriage. If this video ruins your marriage, you are an infidel. If this video ruins your marriage, you do not know how to treat a woman fairly. If this video ruins your marriage, you are an opportunist. That's the only marriages that will be destroyed by this video. The years of being a good man has to count for something. No, honey. The years of a good woman also doesn't count for nothing. The choices we make in the present count for everything. Yeah. The choices you make currently, they count for everything. So no, I'm not going to be your nurse when your bola has been in all the skirts. Why am I the only one who's going to nurse you when everybody else has been enjoying your bola? We will go on rotation. You go. Yeah, so I don't think a lot of people have realized if this ruins your marriage, you are an infidel. If this ruins your marriage, you are an opportunist. That is your problem. I am not your problem. Where you get your stroke, you stay there. Periods. Stay there. Who was eating the bola before the matter came should be nursing the bola, not me. We're too tired already. It's not common, is it? Angela, common sense has always been elusive for a lot of us. Yes, but yeah, I'm not here to spoil anybody's marriage. If we are going to have marriage, it has to serve everybody. Women's life matter. We've got to be treated right also. We cannot always be expected to take scraps, whatever rubbish men want to give us. We should take it and be grateful. No, we won't. Men tire, women tire pass. If men tire, women tire pass. Those who know how to live fairly with women, they are having a great time. People are having great marriages because they know how to be fair. and they are appreciated by women who recognize their fairness. Those marriages are thriving. The marriages which are ending were the tyrannical ones, were the ones where people were taking advantage of women and the women got sick of it. So if this breaks your home, you will fall in one of two categories. You are either an infidel or you are an opportunist. And it is by your own hands that the sword will go to your throat. It's not me. I cannot do anything. If anything, I'm only showing your woman that you are an opportunist or you are an infidel. I'm not the one making you an infidel. I'm not the one making you an opportunist. I'm just showing your woman who you are so that she can know how you are and deal with you. That's all. And then you are destroying homes. No, I'm not destroying homes. I'm not destroying good homes. I cannot destroy good homes. Good homes built on good foundations only thrive. Women will listen to this and they will realize that they have good men and they will go and hug them and kiss them and keep them well. Tell my boy, if you were working for me and my children when you are ill, I will nurse you. If you were working for Odobroni and her children, you should be her responsibility, not mine. You were working for Odobroni and her children, and you think it is me who needs to nurse you. You are a lunatic. Mba. If you were in my home, working for my children, caring for my children, bringing the buck home to care for our family, if you were the head of my family, I will be your neck and I will support you with everything I have. But no, if you were with Odobroni, stay there. Stay there. Let Odobroni also do her shift. She who eats the bola must care for the man. She who eats the bola must care for the man. I think that is fair now. How is that now causing issues for some of you? Why should somebody else be eating the bola and I should do the caring for you? Carol, why? Somebody is there eating bola, enjoying the services of bola. But now that you are ill, I'm the one who should care for you. Mba no. Mba. To fiasco. That's nonsense. That's nonsense. You should not even say that in public to anybody. So no. Let he who or she who is eating the bola take care of the man. Let she who has not seen the bola sit in her business and mind her business. How is that unfair? Dixon, how is that unfair? It's very fair. Tomorrow, I shall be going back to go and fight for my own future. That's the reason why my husband's job is not our job. My husband's job is his job. And my job is my job. And we both bring the proceeds of our jobs to come and run our home. My husband's certificates are not my certificates. No bola, no nursing services. Simplicity. No bola, no nursing. She who eats the bola must care for the man. I don't understand how this very simple principle is difficult. Which part of this is difficult? She who eats the bola must care for the man. Am I eating the bola? Bring him, I'll care for him. Is she eating the bola? Keep him there for him. Let her care for him. What is it? How come somebody has been eating bola for the last 12 years and all of a sudden the guy gets a stroke? His wife must come. Which wife? The wife is the one who's been eating the bola. That's my wife. I have finished doing my shift. She's now on her shift. Everything that happens on her shift, it's her responsibility now, not mine. Anyway, me, I've caused trouble already. Let's go and find somewhere. Those of you who want to know what I'm up to, click on the link that you can see on the screen. You can see all my socials linked. And do you have TikTok? It's linked. Are you on YouTube? It's linked. You can click on it. You can go follow all the accounts. Yeah. But also, there is a link for you to book an appointment with me. You can book it. You can buy my courses. and you can join my communities. Everything you need to get in the right places in my ecosystem is on that link. Bola and fans. Yeah, I know, go. If she's eating the bola, give her the man. Don't bring me a stroke patient after somebody has been chopping the bola. There's the story of a woman who sent her almost comatose husband back to his people in Kumasi. She put him, at that time it was STC. She put him on STC, waited for the bus to move. And then she called the family in Mampong and told them that he was on the bus and he was coming to Kumasi. And if they want him, they can meet him in Kumasi and take him to Mampong. As for her, she's done. And yeah, it was the same. The bola had been chopped by somebody else and she was not interested in carrying somebody who was comatose almost. No, go to your family people. Everybody was screaming and shouting. She says all the skirts who had also enjoyed the bola should also go and do a stint. And now, let me go and rest. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have you stopped creating content? No, I've not. I'm here daily, every single day. I create videos. Follow the page, make sure your notification is turned on, reintegrate into the ecosystem and make sure that you don't miss anything. If tomorrow I see comments in this or in my inbox that deserve a round 2 of this video, I may. But as of right now, I think I'm done covering the topic. Catch you soon.